Welcome back after the break of 2 days. Yeah, happy Lodi to everyone. Very good. Good morning to all. Welcome, Sankaran, Jyoti, Pratha Sarthi, Abdul, Arun Shinde. Very good. Welcome to all of you, beta. Those who are present, welcome to all. And those who are not present, also welcome to all because obviously I have seen that if hundreds of students are viewing these lectures on online basis, on live basis, thousands of students are also viewing these lectures on recorded basis. So it means for we should have to welcome all of you because live and recorded both are important for us. But I would like to always prefer if you have the time, if it is possible, then go for the live lecture because that will help you to discuss each and every point with me. So welcome, good morning. Send your presence, beta. Those who are available. Very good. Obviously, if it is possible to all of you, then you should have to join SSP portal also because classes are available on SSP portal where you can go for the doubt clearing session. You can send your doubts simultaneously. देखो ना, अगर हम लोग अपने एसएसपी पोर्टल पे क्लासेस लगाते हैं जिसका लॉगिन आईडी और पासवर्ड आप सभी के पास होता है, तो ये क्लासेस अगर आप वहां पर जाके लगा रहे हो तो आपको उसमें साथ में डाउट क्लियरिंग का हेल्प मिल जाता है। आप लोग हमें डाउट साथ साथ में लाइव भेज सकते हो। तो अगर आप YouTube पे देख रहे हो तो साइमल्टेनियसली अगर आपने एसएसपी पोर्टल लॉगिन कर लिया हो तो आपको बेनिफिट हो जाएगा बेटा। आप लोग अपनी प्रेजेंस भी भेज सकते हो और सारी बातें मेरे से कर सकते हो। ठीक है। मकर संक्रांति, या टुडे इज मकर संक्रांति, वेरी बिग फेस्टिवल ऑफ ऑल ओवर द इंडिया। सो हैप्पी मकर संक्रांति टू ऑल ऑफ यू। सभी को मकर संक्रांति की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। या एवरीवन, श्रिया, मनोज, शिवलानी, अनुराधा, obviously many students have cleared group 1 during the result which has been declared just few days back. I expect all of them are present for the group 2 classes also. So let's start with the point where we have left in our AS19. Yes, tell me, have you studied AS19 and send me the doubts if there is any until where we have studied. तो AS19 में जितने भी डाउट्स हैं वो एक बार भेजेंगे। पहले हम लोगों ने अगर पढ़ लिया है तो देन आई विल कंटिन्यू AS19. Fast, send your doubts of AS19 if there is any. Incremental borrowing rate of interest, can you explain? Exactly, beta, I'll explain for you. Incremental borrowing rate of interest. Yes. Incremental borrowing rate from lessee's perspective. So before that, you should have to understand what is interest rate implicit in the lease. That is already discussed. It was basically just like financial management. We have already done that. That is better. If you have not done, obviously it is like annuity which you have done in your 10+2 or other classes. Or those who are from non-medical may better know about the annuity system. So now coming to the concept of what is lease increment, lessee's incremental borrowing rate of interest. This is basically rate rate of interest the lessee would have to pay on a similar lease if that is not determinable. Means basically this meant for the condition, this meant for the comparison. This is a comparison. The lessee would have to pay on a similar lease, or if that is not determinable, then at the inception of the lease, the lessee would incur to borrow over a similar term and with a similar security the funds necessary to pay. Let's understand it by way of an example. So here we have given A has taken on lease for 10 years a property worth rupees 10 crores. So this is a property which has been taken on lease by him, beta. Now, if he'll take this lease from somewhere else, he's saying the rate of interest the lessee would have to pay, the rate of interest. That meant for if he'll take this lease from someone else, then how much rate of interest or the discounted factor he have to pay? Because here we have already discussed about interest rate implicit in the lease. So it is basically just like that interest rate implicit in the lease, that what will be the interest rate of similar lease. Similar lease means just like similar lease, if you'll take from some other one, then how much will be the implicit rate or how will be the interest rate on it? That is basically the discounted factor that we are discussing. Now, if it is not possible to check it out on a similar lease, then you can do one thing, that if he have taken 10 crore loan from somewhere for this period of 10 years, then what will be the rate of interest for that loan? Rate of interest for that loan. ROI क्या रहेगा आपका? अगर आप इतना पैसा बिकॉज आप प्रॉपर्टी ले रहे हो किसी की, तो उस पे आप लोगों का रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट जो है वो कैलकुलेट करने की बात की जा रही है, तो उसको यहाँ पर इंक्रीमेंटल बोरिंग रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कहा जा रहा है. आप एक पढ़ लो, एक बार पढ़ो इसको बेटा. बट ही हैज मेंशन्ड it is the rate of interest the lessee would have to pay on a similar lease. So why he is going to pay this rate of interest on a similar lease? One thing is because we are taking it on a lease, so we are not here to go for the interest system. But the concept is in case of lessee and lessor, because this is lease, this is not rental. So here it is just like acquiring a property of someone. So in case of finance lease, we have already discussed. In case of finance lease, once you will take the lease, the property belongs to you. The maximum chances that the property belongs to you, because it will be given to you at lower price after the expiry of the period, or it will be given to you for the maximum lease period, maximum life period. If the life of the asset is 20 years, then it has been given to you for 18 years or 15 years. So maximum period belongs to you, or it has been customized for you. So it is basically for the purpose of finance lease, not for the purpose of operating lease, because this is a definition. Here it is not mentioned for which it will be used. It will be basically used in case of finance lease, because maximum points in this particular AS will be regarding finance lease. This AS is lengthy for finance lease, because operating lease is just like a rental agreement. In case of operating lease, let's understand this thing, that you are taking anything on rent from someone else. So what will be the accounting treatment accordingly? You may see lessee and lessor here. So lessor will giving it on rent. So it will be a rental income for him. That's it. So if he is earning any rental income, what he will do? He will enter it in his profit or loss account credit side. That's it. No problem. And lessee is taking it on rent. So he is paying rent. It's an expense for him, which he will enter in profit or loss account debit side. That's it. So no technical treatment, no problem at all. But in case of finance lease, if you will see, then there is some favorism in these leases. They are not just like rental. It is practically transfer of ownership indirectly. So indirectly here, ownership is transferred beta. So because risk and rewards are transferred. So if risks and rewards are transferred, that means for it's just like a indirect transfer of assets, not the rental agreement. So due to that reason, some special provisions have been made in this case, in case of finance lease, accounting treatment will also be different to some extent. That we have to discuss in this AS specifically. Okay, beta. So due to that reason here, rate of interest is taken as an important factor because in this case, rate of interest will be considered for some specific purpose. You will discuss, you will see that on the later part of this AS that this less is incremental borrowing rate of interest will be important. Okay, beta. So whatever funds will be necessary that he will have to assume that if I'll have to acquire that asset from somewhere else, here we are paying rent plus we are going to acquire this property or we have favor to acquire this property. So if we have favor to acquire this property, in this case, we are just like taking this asset, we are purchasing this asset indirectly because all risks and rewards are transferred to me. As we know in case of finance lease, because I have already discussed, this will be specifically in case of FL. FL means finance lease, beta. So next query is regarding residual value granted, not understood. Okay, that is very simple, beta. Let's assume what's your good name? Your name is Jyoti. So Jyoti has done one thing. Jyoti has taken, Jyoti has a property. Jyoti has a property. Given it on lease to Shivani. Now Jyoti has given this property on lease to Shivani. Now the property is worth rupees 10 crores. This has been given to Shivani. Now, what Shivani can do? Shivani can damage that property within the period of lease. Shivani can destroy the property within that lease period. Shivani cannot maintain. Shivani, if not interested, she will not maintain. Now my property is worth rupees 10 crores. Even we may assume it as a hotel. So this is a hotel with Jyoti, which is given on lease to Shivani. So what Shivani can do within the period of 10 years of lease, Shivani can use each and every resource of this particular property. And she may not be interested to renew it or maintain it. That is all up to her choice, no? So that will be all up to her choice. So if she is not interested to maintain, then obviously this will be a big loss to me because I am the real owner of this property. Later on, I will have to suffer beta. Because obviously later on, when she will return back this property to me, then it will be of no use for me. It will be of no use for me beta. तो मेरे लिए तो ये किसी यूज की नहीं रहेगी प्रॉपर्टी. अगर वो प्रॉपर्टी को प्रॉपरली मेंटेन नहीं करेगी तो वो प्रॉपर्टी तो नुकसानदायक हो जाएगी. तो मैंने उससे कहा कि ठीक है, आप प्रॉपर्टी तो ले लो, बट मुझे ये गारंटी दो कि आफ्टर अ स्पेसिफाइड पीरियड दैट इज 10 years, ये जो प्रॉपर्टी है ये कितने की सेल होगी, मुझे इसकी वैल्यूएशन चाहिए. मेरी प्रॉपर्टी आज की डेट में 10 करोड़ की है, बट एट द एंड ऑफ 10 years इसकी प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू कम से कम 5 करोड़ मुझे चाहिए या 10 करोड़ चाहिए. तो उसके लिए मुझे गारंटी दिलवाओ किसी से या खुद गारंटी दो. मीन्स आफ्टर 5 years अगर मैं मार्केट में जाके इस प्रॉपर्टी को सेल करूं, आफ्टर 10 years सॉरी, आफ्टर 10 years जब मैं इस प्रॉपर्टी को जाके सेल करूंगा तो उस केस में ये सेल हो जानी चाहिए। और कितने की होनी चाहिए? मिनिमम 5 करोड़ की। इसकी मुझे गारंटी दो, तभी मैं ये प्रॉपर्टी आपको लीज पे दूंगा, अदरवाइज मैं प्रॉपर्टी लीज पे नहीं दूंगा। तो इसकी गारंटी किसने देनी है? अब गारंटी के कई ऑप्शन है। पहली ऑप्शन ये है कि गारंटी कौन देगा? लेसी खुद गारंटी दे दे। लेसी ने गारंटी दे दी कि भैया अगर तो प्रॉपर्टी के पैसे आपको ना मिले तो मैं पे करूंगा, आप प्रॉपर्टी सेल करना, अगर मिनिमम 5 करोड़ नहीं मिलेगा तो जितना लॉस होगा वो मैं पे करूंगा, आई विल पे दैट लॉस। सेकेंड इज, लेसी का कोई दोस्त है जो कि हमारी ज्योति का भी दोस्त है, तो शिवानी का जो दोस्त है उसने गारंटी दे दी ज्योति को कि देखो अगर तो कोई नुकसान हो गया आपको 5 करोड़ में, तो 5 करोड़ तक का जो लॉस होगा वो मैं बेयर करूंगा। वो ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ, इसे हम कहते हैं ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ शिवानी, लेसी के बिहाफ पे गारंटी दे दी। तो लेसी ने गारंटी दे दी या ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ लेसी। तीसरी ऑप्शन मैंने ले ली कि मैं एक इंश्योरेंस कंपनी के पास गया, उसे कहा कि मैं ये प्रॉपर्टी लीज पे दे रहा हूं, तो मुझे इसको वैल्यूएशन के नाम पे गारंटी दिलवानी मुझे चाहिए कि मेरी जो प्रॉपर्टी इसकी वर्थ कम नहीं होगी, 5 करोड़ से कम नहीं होगी आफ्टर 10 years। तो वो कहते हैं इंश्योरेंस कंपनी वाले कोई दिक्कत नहीं, उसके लिए आप हमें एक पेमेंट करो, या रिपेयर एंड रिन्यूअल वाली कंपनी के पास चला गया, किसी न किसी कंपनी को मैंने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे दिया कि आप इसको रिपेयर करके रखोगे प्रॉपर, मैं आपको साल का 10 लाख रुपए दूंगा, तो आप 10 साल तक इसको मेंटेन करके रखो ताकि मेरी ये प्रॉपर्टी 10 years के बाद मिनिमम 5 करोड़ की सेल हो जाए। अगर ना सेल हुई तो जो लॉस है वो आप बेयर करोगे। तो रिपेयर एंड रिन्यूअल वाली कंपनी कहती ठीक है ओके, अभी आप मुझे 10 लाख रुपीज हर साल दो, मैं जाके वहां पर इसको पूरा रिपेयर करूंगा, रिन्यू करूंगा, मेंटेन करके रखूंगा। आउटसाइडर को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे दिया आपने। ऐसा होता है जब आप किसी प्रॉपर्टी को बैंक को लीज पे देते हो ना, तो ऐसा ही होता है। बिकॉज बैंक में क्या होता है कि बैंक के केस में आप, बैंक वाले भी मेंटेन का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं लेते, वो कहते हैं मेंटेन आपने अपने आप करनी है अपनी प्रॉपर्टी अपनी, हम आपको रेंटल ज्यादा दे देंगे पर मेंटेन की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आपकी है। इवन जो उसका व्हाइट वॉश है वो भी आपने करवा के देना है, उसकी जो जो भी अंदर वर्किंग है सब आपने करवा के देनी, बिकॉज बैंक को पता है कि हम लोग ये काम नहीं कर सकते, तो इसलिए बैंक रेंट पे कर देता है ज्यादा। तो लीज रेंटल ज्यादा मिल रहा है तो आप इसका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किसी थर्ड पार्टी को दे सकते हो। तो आपने थर्ड पार्टी को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे दिया कि भैया मुझे तो 5 करोड़ की इसकी वैल्यूएशन चाहिए एट द एंड ऑफ 10 years, तो उसके लिए आप मेरे से कितने पैसे लोगे? वो कहते हैं हम 10 लाख रुपए लेंगे। सो आई एम पेइंग देम 10 लाख रुपीज फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ मेंटेनिंग अ प्रॉपर्टी for the particular period. After that, my value of property must be 5 crore granted by that particular company to whom I am paying rupees 10 lakh. It may be insurance company or it may be valuation company, any company, there's no problem. It is all up to the point that whomsoever is giving us a guarantee. I think this is clear to everyone. Two different rates are taken. Why 10% and 14% particularly? No, it is not 10% or 14% particularly. Any rate can be taken, beta. Residual granted and non-granted not understood. So I think this is a granted residual value which is now understood to everyone. Okay. So what is non-granted residual value? Ungranted, not non-granted. The word is ungranted, beta. So ungranted residual value. Now in the given case, we are taking guarantee. We are arranging guarantee for 5 crores, beta. So in case actual granted value, what we are assuming, this is the guarantee given to me by a lessee or on behalf of lessee or some third party, but actual granted value, which I am assuming, what that is called, actual residual value. So actual residual value, but I am presuming, even it is granted by lessee for rupees 5 crore or on behalf of lessee someone else for rupees 5 crore, but I know that its value will be 6 crores at the end of the lease. So this is known to me. I am dead sure that its value will not be reduced from 6 crores So in that case 6 crore minus 5 crore, whatever is granted, the balance will be 1 crore. मीनिंग बड़ा सिंपल रहता है बेटा। अब मुझे पता है मेरी प्रॉपर्टी 6 करोड़ से कम तो बिक ही नहीं सकती, बिकॉज उसकी लैंड की वैल्यू ही 6 करोड़ रुपया है 10 साल के बाद, क्योंकि मुझे ये पहले ही पता होता है। तो कई बार मुझे ये पता है तो फिर मैं ये रिपेयर के केस में तो इसलिए जा रहा हूँ ताकि मेरी प्रॉपर्टी मेंटेन रहे, नहीं तो प्रॉपर्टी भी खराब हो जाएगी तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगी। तो वैसे लैंड की वैल्यू ही उसकी 6 करोड़ रुपया है, तो अगर लैंड की वैल्यू 6 करोड़ रुपया तो उससे कम तो जाने से रही। सो आई नो इट वेरी वेल दैट इसकी जो वैल्यू है वो 6 करोड़ से कम नहीं जाने वाली। बट मुझे जो गारंटी मिली है दैट हैज बीन गिवन टू मी फॉर रुपीज 5 करोड़ ओनली। सो द डिफरेंस ऑफ रुपीज 1 करोड़ विल बी द unguaranteed residual value. Is that clear to everyone? Good morning to all. Sharon, you need not to worry. Whatever I am speaking in Hindi, that is always translated into English, or whatever I speak in English, that is not compulsory to be translated into Hindi, because English is well known to maximum students. Yeah, I know it very well that Hindi is not known to few students. So due to that reason, I am taking accordingly. Whether you are understanding each and every concept, Sharon, I would like to get your answer. Whatever I am teaching, whether you are getting everything or not. You need not to worry that whatever I am speaking in Hindi, at that time you have to mute your speaker for your mind, for your mind only. So those who are unable to understand Hindi, just keep your mind silent at the time when I am speaking in Hindi. So you need not to worry. Everyone who is not able to understand Hindi are getting clearance of these topics, whatever we are discussing or not, because since 6 days you are studying from me. So everything is clear to everyone who is not able to understand Hindi or not. I would like to get your feedback. Sharon, starting from you, send me your feedback. Yes, very good. Thanks. Sir, please explain again. Honey, it's very simple, beta, that whenever we are giving any property to someone on lease, then we are taking guarantee from him that this property will not be damaged in such a way that its value will be reduced after below a certain amount after the specified period of lease. So that guarantee is taken from me, that will be taken from him, or on behalf of him someone will give the guarantee, or third party will be there to give the guarantee. So that is called granted residual value. Because residual value, just like scrap value you have done in your chapter of depreciation, but here it is not scrap value, it is the residual value, because we are not going to sell it as a scrap after, because the life is not yet over. So this is normally named as the value at the end of the lease. That is called residual value. So, but number of times we are expecting that its value is much more than the granted amount, whatever is granted to you. At the end of the lease, I know it very well that the value of lease, at the end of the lease, the property is not going to reduce below this particular amount. In that case, whatever is the difference, that will be assumed as the ungranted residual value. So we are taking example of 6 crores. I know it that the value of land in this particular property is itself of rupees 6 crores. I have been granted by someone for rupees 5 crores. So the difference of 1 crore is what? That is not granted to me, but I know it very well that I will get it. So this is called ungranted residual value, RV. Anuradha, very good. Thank you. Any other query from anyone else? So let's come to the point of accounting treatment. In the books of lessor and lessee, accounting for finance lease. A good point. Let's understand it. But third party that I've already mentioned you, that may be some repair and renewal company. Like I have taken an example that I have given a contract to a repair and renewal company that you will have to maintain my property for the period of 10 years, for the period of, this is given on lease. So you should have to maintain it. I'll pay you this much amount. But after the specified period, the value of property must not be reduced. So this is a third party which has been included in it. This is normally in case of banks. I've already mentioned you, because in case of bank need it to be maintained properly. They are giving you higher rent, so you may pay that amount of higher rent to someone else. who may be a repair and renewal company. And this is not normally running in case of small units. This is in case of big units, like big malls are there, complexes are there. In those cases, repair and renewal companies are there, which are maintaining the properties, and owner is not taking the headache of maintaining the property, because we people are normally known to a small businessman. These are big businessmen who are basically, you may say, earning big amount from these rental incomes. You may ever assume what happened now a time is people are taking loans or investing your money in the properties. Okay, big complexes are made or malls are made. Okay, and then these are giving on lease to someone, to the big banks or the MNC showrooms. You have seen that in malls. This is all about, I'm talking about malls or other big units, complexes, etc. We have already seen that. In those properties not maintained by the owner. Owner is giving the contract of maintaining the property to someone else, so that he may maintain the property and he need not to worry about that. A fixed payment is made to him. Owner is just checking it at its own after a specified period that everything is maintained on. Even for that, they are fixing the employees. Like I have seen, Airtel has made many complexes. Now, whether Bharti Mittal will go and check his properties that it is maintained properly or not. No. Bharti Mittal, sir, is not going to check it out. So who will check it out? They have given the contract to someone, and then employees are fixed to check it out. So employees have given the report regularly that everything is maintained. They are visiting properly and checking it out. And only then the payment is made to that repair and renewal company. Okay. So that is a routine concept now. At time you have not listened it because you are not in this line. But later on, whenever you will go into the job or business, you will see that this is a routine. So have you studied the lessee is not a third party. Let it be very clear. Lessee is third party, not it will be the third party which has been appointed by me, by the lessor itself. How the treatment will work if compulsory acquisition done by government on a property during the lease period. That is not a point of discussion, beta. That will not be covered in this particular AS. Okay, Abdul. So talking about finance lease bit. Whether accounting treatment is also studied by all of you. I would like to just give a brief introduction of that. Talking about finance lease, it is already discussed that in case of finance lease, as the major part of the property is a major time period of the property is transferred, or it is just like transfer of ownership, just like. So accordingly, the treatment will be made in the books of lessor and lessee. It will be treated just like sale. So tell me one thing, at how it will be treated in the books of lessor. If it is a sale, he will transfer it just like a sale. That is, he will assume that property doesn't belongs to him, and whatever amount he will get, that is his sale price. And he will assume it is just like a purchase. Lessee. Here it is mentioned specifically. On the date of inception of lease, lessee should show it as an asset and corresponding liability at lower of. So he will have to assume that if lessor has given the property for rupees 50,000 per month to lessee for 10 years, and the value of the property is 10 crores. Okay. Or you may assume 5 crore because it will be 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs. That will be good. 50 lakhs. So the property is 50 lakhs. Now this has been given to lessee for rupees 1 lakh per month. So in that case, the property is worth rupees 50 lakh, which has been given by lessor to lessee for rupees 1 lakh per month. That is 12 lakh per annum. for 10 years. So that means he will total get 1 crore 20 lakhs, 1.20 crores from lessee during this period. So lessee will assume that he has purchased an asset worth rupees 50 lakh in his books of accounts, or whatever the value is that we will discuss, and simultaneously will assume it as a liability that is named as lessor, because he had to make payment to lessor. Now, at which value, that is the point that we will have to discuss. Otherwise, according to my opinion, as a layman, it will be 1.20 crores, because I have to pay 1.20 crores and acquire a property worth rupees 50 lakh. But this amount is not correct. But just we have to discuss about the amount. Nothing else is a problem. So it will be treated in the books at fair value at the inception of lease, or the PV, present value of the MLP from the standpoint of lessee. That's it. That is very simple. We have to check what is the MLP of it, that we all know how to get it. Then we have to get its PV, present value of MLP, or fair value at the inception of lease, that is 50 lakhs as discussed in this case, that its fair value is 50 lakh when we have acquired it, when we have taken it over. So 50 lakh present fair value, or PV of MLP. Just assume MLP is 1.20 crore as we have already discussed. So present value of 1.20 crores that you have to calculate, whatever it is, or this, whichever is lower, whichever is lower. So just assume when we have calculated the PV of MLP, it is 60 lakhs. Present value is 60 lakhs, and fair value is, that is 50 lakhs. So lower of these two is 50 lakhs. So it will be shown in the books at rupees 50 lakhs. And just like same, just like, not 100%, but just like same in case of lesser. Lesser, we assume it as a sale. I would like to show it for you. Even we have to charge a deposition, because this is, we have assumed this as an asset in our books of accounts. So we will charge it as a depreciation in our books. So, and simultaneously we have to pay interest on that particular asset. So we'll have to charge interest also. Means in the books of lessee, that is profit or loss account of lessee, I would like to say, even depreciation will be charged every year on 50 lakh, and interest will be charged, that is finance charges will be charged. What is finance charge? That is obviously you have to calculate according to the this amount that we have paid 50 lakh, we have to pay 50 lakh rupees, and whatever the bifurcation is there, that is just like in the case of hire purchase by using annuity method. You have already done that in your previous class, hire purchase annuity method. Even I have taught you. If there is no reasonable certainty that the lessee will obtain ownership at the end of the term, the asset would be fully depreciated over the lease term. So all that is given. Just read it out. It is very simple. IRR is also similar to the present value concept that is already discussed in my previous lecture. Whatever the disclosure is, that you have to read it, nothing else. In the books of lessor, Lessor should recognize asset given under a finance lease in its balance sheet as a receivable at an amount equal to the net investment in the lease. The lessor recognizes the net investment in lease, which is usually equal to the fair value as a receivable by debiting the lessee account. That means for very simple. In the given case, whatever we have discussed here, how lessor will treat. Lessor will go for an entry of, in case of balance sheet, he will assume that the lessee has taken over the asset, so he will enter him as his, just like a debtor, that he have to get amount from him. How much will be the amount? That will be the net investment. You know it very well how to get the net investment. We already know what is gross investment, and then some amount is to be deducted from that to get the net investment. So it is also just like similar to 50 lakh rupees, just like similar. We have already discussed that. So, and also in profit or loss account, he will treat interest as his income, because obviously he will get interest on that, that is finance income. So he will enter it simultaneously, as asset will not belongs to him. So he will not charge depreciation. Now lessor will not charge depreciation. That I'm saying unearned finance income, that is interest, which is used as a income by him. So he will enter it in his books as an income. Every year, unguaranteed residual value is to be reviewed and checked. If there is any change, it will be considered accordingly. Coming to operating lease, it is simple. In case of operating lease, it is very simple, beta. He says lease payment under an operating should be recognized as an expense, just like a rental expense on a straight line basis over the lease term, unless another systematic basis is more representative of the time pattern. Means the best way is to treat it as a rent in the profit or loss account as an amount, as and when the amount is paid. And it will be treated as an income by the lessor, because in that case, it is a normal rental agreement. So lessor should present an asset given under operating lease as fixed asset in its balance sheet. Obviously, lessor will charge depreciation because this is an asset of lessor, and he will treat it as his asset and charge a depreciation accordingly. Just lease income from should be recognized in the profit or loss account over the lease term, unless another systematic basis is there. So it's very simple accordingly. Just read it first, then we'll come to the questions. Next is sale and lease back. So what is sale and lease back, that you should have to understood? What we have done, lessee and lessor. So what lessor has done, lessor has sold the property. Means here I would like to take an example. Here, who is the lessee? Lessee is A. Or you may say that there's a person A. A person A has sold his property to B. Sold property to B. Now B belongs to this property. B is the owner of this property because this has been sold. Later on, what happened? A has taken back this property from B on lease. Now A has taken back this property from B on lease, beta. That is called sale and lease back transactions. Sale and lease back. You have sold this property to someone and then get back it on lease from them. तो आपने उससे लीज पे वापस ले लिया, पहले बेचा फिर लीज पे वापस ले लिया. दैट इज कॉल्ड सेल एंड लीज बैक। सिंपल सी बात है। अब आपने ये प्रॉपर्टी अपने भाई को बेच दी और बाद में भाई से, ब्रदर से आपने इसको वापस लीज पे ले लिया, तो दैट आई एम सेइंग। So what will be the accounting treatment? It depends upon which type of lease is there, whether it is operating or finance, and accordingly treatment will be done. In this case, major setback is this, that A, who has sold this property to B, becomes lessee. So the owner will become, old owner will become lessee. Earlier he becomes lesser, because he is giving it on lease. Now this time he becomes lessee and the new owner will become lesser. So some technical looking point is there, but it is very simple, beta. Let's understand it. He says lessee or seller receives cash immediately. अब हुआ क्या कि इसने ए ने बी को सेल करी प्रॉपर्टी 5 करोड़ में, और बाद में उससे लीज पे ले लिया इसको वापस। अब उसको वो पैसे कैसे दे रहा है? उसको 50,000 रुपीज पर मंथ पे कर रहा है। तो इसके लिए तो बढ़िया हो गया, इसने 5 करोड़ रुपया पहले ले भी लिया और साथ में प्रॉपर्टी भी लीज पे ले ली, तो प्रॉपर्टी भी इसके पास ही रहेगी वापस। अगर ये फाइनेंस लीज ले लेता है तो उसका मतलब तो ये गड़बड़ हो गई, बिकॉज फाइनेंस लीज में उसने क्या किया कि प्रॉपर्टी दी भी नहीं और पैसे भी ले लिए। 5 करोड़ रुपया उसने रिसीव भी कर लिया, ठीक है, और प्रॉपर्टी भी नहीं दी। प्रॉपर्टी तो वापस उसी के पास आ गई क्योंकि फाइनेंस लीज है। इन केस ऑफ ऑपरेटिंग लीज चलो थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट हो जाता है, क्योंकि उस केस में आई तो जरूर प्रॉपर्टी, पर उसकी ओनरशिप राइट्स नहीं आए, रिस्क एंड रिवार्ड नहीं आया। इस केस में तो रिस्क एंड रिवार्ड भी उसको मिल गया ना। So in case of finance lease, it is something somehow different, because in case of finance lease, what happened? He has received the amount also, simultaneously he get back the property just like a owner, because we know it very well that in case of finance lease, it is a ownership right. But in case of operating lease, this is not ownership right. So there is somehow different. So we have to see here it is. And even in these cases, lease price and the sale price, lease payment and the sale price are generally interdependent as they are negotiated as a package. So these are the major things. What we have to do is, in case of sale and lease back results in finance lease. So if we are going for the finance lease, any profit or loss on sale proceed over the carrying amount should not be recognized immediately. In that case, if the property is worth rupees 6 crores in our books of accounts earlier, before sale it was 6 crores. So I have sold it for rupees 5 crore. So that means for we have suffered a loss of rupees 1 crore, which is normally written off in P&L account. So he says, stop, don't do it if it is a finance lease. Stop, not do it if it is a finance lease. Why? That we will discuss. But deferred and amortized over the lease term in proportion to the depreciation of the leased asset. Sale and leaseback results in finance lease, then excess of or deficiency of sale over carrying amount should not be recognized but deferred and amortized over the lease term in proportion to the depreciation of the leased asset. Now what will happen? See here it is. But how A will treat? Otherwise, what is the procedure? A has sold it, so asset has gone. But simultaneously, one more thing has happened. He have taken it back on lease. So when he will take it back on lease, obviously he will become the lessee. And if he will become the lessee, he will treat it as its asset in his books of accounts. At the fair value at the inception of lease, that is 5 crores or 6 crores, whatever it is, or the present value of that particular lease. So whatever the amount is, he will have to treat it as its asset in his books of accounts because he has taken it on lease. So what he will do in his balance sheet, he will show it again as its asset. So if he is showing it as its asset in his books of accounts, then he says whatever the loss is, that will also be written off in proportion to the depreciation. So if he is showing it as its asset in his books of accounts, in profit and loss account, he will have to charge a depreciation because in case of finance lease, depreciation is to be charged by him. He will charge depreciation, just assume it is 10 years. So he will have to charge depreciation of 50 lakh in his books of accounts every year. So he says accordingly, whatever the loss or profit is, if there is a loss of rupees 1 crore, then it will also be written off in that proportion, that is 1 crore divided by 10. So 10 lakh will be written off every year. That you want to say. If there is a profit, then it is to be written off accordingly because immediate loss or profit is not written off. Instead, it will be written off in proportion to the depreciation. So whatever the depreciation concept will be there, it will be written off accordingly. हर साल आपने क्या करना है, 50 लाख की डेप्रिसिएशन डालनी है मान लो, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि अगर हम लोग इसे एसेट मान लेते हैं अपनी बुक्स में तो उस पर डेप्रिसिएशन भी तो हम ही डालेंगे. तो 50 लाख की तो डेप्रिसिएशन डालेंगे. साइमल्टेनियसली 1 करोड़ का जो लॉस हो रहा है उस लॉस को भी डेप्रिसिएशन की तरह ही हम लोग राइट ऑफ करेंगे. तो 1 करोड़ डिवाइडेड बाय 10 years. So 10 lakh to be written off every year बेटा. 50 + 10 60 लाख राइट ऑफ होगा अगर ये फाइनेंस लीज है. अगर ये ऑपरेटिंग है फिर तो कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. तो इन केस ऑफ ऑपरेटिंग लीज, sale and leaseback results in operating lease, then sale price is equal to fair value, profit loss should be recognized if there is no difference between the sale price and fair value because we are selling the property at its fair value. Then there is no favorism made in this case. If there is no favorism, there is no problem. Then we have to write off profit or loss immediately in our books of accounts. But if sale price is less than fair value, that is favorism is made, then profit hai, so that should be recognized immediately. Loss should also be recognized except if the loss is compensated by future lease payments at below market price. So if it is taken back on lease at a lower than the market price rate, means problem will appear. Then the property is sold for rupees 4 crore, which is worth rupees 6 crores. So it means for in our books it is 6 crores, but it has been sold for 5 crore. We have suffered a loss of rupees 1 crore. So if we have suffered a loss of rupees 1 crore and later on the property is taken back on lease for rupees 50,000 per month, but actually if you will take same property from the market, then you will have to take it at 60,000 per month. So you have been given a favor. That is a problem. Otherwise, if such property is taken from market on lease, it will be available at 60,000 only. But we have taken this on lease from the same purchaser at rupees 50,000. So it means for this is an inter working. Then what we'll have to do? It should be deferred and amortized in proportion to the lease payment over the period the asset is expected to be used. So if we are going to use that asset for 10 years, then obviously in that case, this loss of rupees 1 crore is to be written off in 10 years. That is 10 lakh per annum. It is to be written off. If this is a sale price is more than fair value, it should be deferred and amortized over the period an asset is expected to be used. Same point. Then the carrying amount, a loss equal to the profit or loss count, should be recognized immediately. So that is a very simple concept. Just read it out. It will be helpful beta. already discussed AS 19 is somehow advanced, so you have to go accordingly. Otherwise, it is a matter of working. We are unable to do this as a normally this is done in financial management, but I would like to do it for you now because I'm not going to wait for you that you will study it in your next class. It is better to be discussed now. He says here annual lease payment is 50,000 at the end of each year. Example number 1 is given to you. I will discuss it for you. Example number, profit on sale will be recognized in same manner as different way. Similar way. Shivlani, it will be on the similar way. So annual lease payment, we have taken a property on lease for 50,000 rupees. At the end of each year, it is to be paid. Lease period is 5 years. Okay. Granted value, ungranted value. Fair value at the inception of lease is given to you. Interest rate implicit on lease is at discounted rate at which present value of minimum lease payment and ungranted residual value is rupees 2 lakh. So all that is given to you. Present value of lease payment is to be calculated. For that, discounted factor is given to you. It is 10%. So it assumes that if 50,000 is to be received now, then its value will be 45,450 after interest. Whatever the interest we will get, if this amount will be invested for the period of 1 year by us, then to make it 50,000, the interest rate should be 10%, then 0.909 is the discounted factor. So it will be multiplied with it, very simple. This is a way how you have to calculate, just like in NOT we are doing it. So the present value of MLP is 2,14,340 rupees beta. If taken 14 years as of lease, then obviously present value will be accordingly changed. So it is all regarding calculation of present value, which is very simple. This is a way how we are getting the rate. Interest rate implicit on lease. This is basically covered under, I already discussed financial management. How to get the IRR. This is the concept of IRR. Here, their short form is used beta. IRR, internal rate of return, there we are calling financial management, और implicit rate of return एक ही बात रहती है कि हमने जो ये पैसा रिसीव किया है उस पे इंटरेस्ट रेट क्या रहेगा वो हम कैलकुलेट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जो पेमेंट हमें मिल रही है अब हमें तो पता ही नहीं कि उसका इंटरेस्ट रेट क्या है बताया नहीं हुआ ना तो वो निकालना कैसे होता है उसके कैलकुलेशन का एक मेथड होता है कि हम क्या करते हैं डिफरेंट मेथड से हम लोग इंटरेस्ट रेट एज्यूम करते हैं कि मान लो 10% होगा तो हमारी प्रेजेंट वैल्यू क्या होगी फिर हमने चेक किया 14% होगा तो हमारी प्रेजेंट वैल्यू क्या होगी फिर हमने चेक किया कि हमारा 12% होगा तो हमारी प्रेजेंट वैल्यू क्या होगी ऐसे हम लोग अलग अलग रेट्स लगा के चेक कर लेते हैं फिर हम एक फॉर्मूला लगा देते हैं ये वाला वैसे तो 2 रेट्स आर सफिशिएंट तो 2 ही रेट्स लगाए हैं इस केस में हमने अब 2 रेट्स लगा लो एस्टिमेटेड से एक लगा लो 10% अगर हम करते हैं तो हमें कितना मिलेगा प्रेजेंट वैल्यू आ जाती है 1,92,360 अगर हम 14% करते हैं तो प्रेजेंट वैल्यू क्या आ जाती है 2,14,340 तो एक फॉर्मूला लग जाता है जो मिनिमम रेट है 10% प्लस डिफरेंस ऑफ रेट 14 - 10 डिवाइडेड बाय डिफरेंस ऑफ प्रेजेंट वैल्यू इनटू एक्सेस ऑफ अमाउंट ओवर प्रेजेंट वैल्यू। जो हमने 2 लाख रुपीज इसकी फेयर वैल्यू है और जो हमारी 2,14,000 जो हायर अमाउंट है उसमें से माइनस कर देते हैं। सो एक फॉर्मूला आपको अगर समय लग जाए तो ये आईआरआर का कंसेप्ट है, बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट और बड़ा लेंथी कंसेप्ट है। यहाँ पर अगर हम करेंगे तो हमारा एएस बड़ा लेंथी हो जाएगा और पॉसिबल नहीं रहेगा कि हम एएस कवर कर पाए विद इन द टाइम। ये आप लोगों को वहां पर करवाया जाएगा। अभी जस्ट एक आइडिया दे रहा हूँ, तो इसलिए मैं ज्यादा इसमें डिटेल में नहीं जाना चाहता, बिकॉज डिटेल में जाने से दिक्कत हो जाएगी। हाँ, ये बात मैंने थोड़ा सा आपको हिंट दिया कि ये मैच हो जाएगा आपका एफएम से। चैप्टर का नाम है कैपिटल बजटिंग बेटा, कैपिटल बजटिंग। उसमें आईआरआर मेथड है, इंटरनल रेट ऑफ रिटर्न या इम्प्लीसिट रेट ऑफ रिटर्न, वन एंड द सेम थिंग। तो इसका मतलब बड़ा सिंपल होता है कि हम लोगों ने जो पैसा इन्वेस्ट किया उसमें से कितने परसेंट हम अर्न कर रहे हैं, ये हम रेट ही निकाल लेते हैं। सो दिस इज बेसिकली रिलेटेड टू योर कैपिटल बजटिंग चैप्टर ऑफ फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट। In that we have to discuss about IRR, how to get IRR. So this is the way how to get the IRR. So we have to assume the rate of interest in this case. First of all, we have to assume a higher rate and a lower rate. It will be easily clear to us. Like we have, our amount is 2 lakh rupees. So when we have assumed 10%, then amount comes as 1,92,360. So we have taken higher rate of 14% because we understood here that this is a lower rate because it is lower than 2 lakh. So this is a lower rate. So we have taken gap of 4%. But if 10% results into 2,05,460, assume it, if 10% results into 2,05,460, then beta what we will do, then we have taken 6% or 8% or 7% as the another rate to calculate it. So in that case, obviously the amount will be at the lower end. Just assume in that case amount comes 1,90,590. Then what we will do? Then here what we will do? We will get 7 plus 10 minus 7 divided by 2,05,460 minus 1,90,590 into 2,05,460 minus 2 lakh. That we will do to get it. No, this is the way how to get the present value better. Now, this is the way how to get implicit rate of returns. This is a method of calculating implicit rate of return by using present value concept. So this is another, one part of this particular. We have studied at various places that we need present value of this. We need a present value of this. In that we need implicit rate of return. So this is a way of calculating implicit rate of return practically. Practically कैसे निकलता वो कर रहे हैं. Any one of the rate taken should give low value than face value. Then take higher value. Okay. Any one of the rate taken should give low value than the face value. Exactly. You are saying right, Anuradha. The rate हमने बोले, it may be one rate should be higher, one rate should be lower. We doesn't know what is lower and what is higher. So normally we take 10% as our first rate in all these cases. And if it comes higher than that, then we will take lower rate. If it is coming lower than that, then we will take higher rate. So estimate will be made. It may be a chance that even at we have taken 12% as an estimate later on. After 10%, I have taken 12%. In that amount comes 1,96,840. At 10%, it comes 1,94,790. So now it meant for 10% is scrap now. I will take 14% now. Now 14% it comes 2,06,840. So now it's okay. Now 12 and 14 will be taken to calculate to use in this formula. Here 12% will be taken plus all that will be done. So ये एक concept रहता है. तो मैं इसको ज्यादा इसलिए डिटेल में नहीं जाना चाहता. वैसे मैंने काफी बता दिया आपको. फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट का पार्ट रहेगा, वहां पर जाके आप अच्छी तरह कर लोगे. Basically, we have to discuss. I've already discussed with you, basically what you have to do. If you will see, what was our basic concept? What will be the question in your exam from this AS? See, here it is. In your exam, you will get question: the appropriate accounting policy and disclosure in relation to finance lease and operating lease. We will not get practical questions like that. We will get the question which will have to disclose appropriate accounting policy and disclosure in relation to finance lease and operating lease. Let's see which type of questions have come into your exam earlier. I would like to show you, it will be a better option, because otherwise you will be in a confusion whether you are able to solve it in your exam or not, So I would like to show you which questions have come into your exam, beta, ताकि आपको ना एक बार clear हो जाए, so that it should be clear to you that you can solve it in your exam or not. So this is the first question which has come into your exam. As an auditor, comment on the following situation. Read the question and read the answer which I have given for that. Just a moment. Just a moment. Yes. So he says, as an auditor, comment on the following situation. So what is the situation, beta? The company, due to liquidity crisis, sold and leased back the same vehicle from leasing company. First of all, he has sold it and then get back. The company stated vehicle taken on lease repayable in 46 installment of 26,650 each. So this is the question which has come into your exam, that is sale and lease back transaction. The transaction clearly falls into a sales and lease back transaction. So this is the answer. In such case, the sale price of the asset and lease rental normally do not represent fair value, since the same are negotiated as a package, because this will be under a package now, that we are selling to you this asset and you have to give it back on lease to me. So the accounting treatment will depend on whether it is a finance lease or it is an operating lease. So you have to give theory only, that if it is a finance lease, then we have to treat in this way. If it is a operating lease, then it is to be treated in this way. That's it. Because here in the given question, he have not shown it that either it is a finance lease which is taken back or operating lease which is taken back. If it is not clear, then there is no worry for you. You have to give theory part only. So that is mentioned here for accounting treatment. Refer para 19.8 of this chapter. So that is already known to you कि आप यहाँ पर क्या करने वाले हो. आप लोगों ने ये क्वेश्चन पढ़ा, आपने बता दिया कि बेटा ये तो सर ये तो ES 19 है, लीजेस का है. तो इस केस में तो सिंपल सी बात है, ये सेल एंड लीज बैक की ट्रांजैक्शन है. तो हम लोग तो क्या करने जा रहे हैं, हम लोग तो सिंपल सा काम करेंगे कि इसमें थ्योरी दे देंगे कि यहाँ पर तो बताया नहीं गया कि ये फाइनेंस है कि ऑपरेटिंग लीज है, तो जो भी होगा उसके हिसाब से ट्रीटमेंट कर देना चाहिए. ठीक है. सो विल हैव टू जस्ट गिव द डिटेल, because here nothing is mentioned, so we'll have to just give it as a ES19 lease sale, and it is a sale and lease back transaction. Beside the accounting treatment, transaction also required a special disclosure by virtue of AS5. Okay, this is AS5, not ASS. in which we have to, because it is a big transaction, so it is an ordinary transaction, but it is required to be disclosed, because whenever there is a big amount involved in any transaction, it is to be disclosed properly. So its disclosure will be given to explain the performance of the enterprise. So that's it. So these are the two things which we have to give in this case. Jyoti Jha, your question is 0.877 comes. How it comes? This is basically from the table which will be given to you. A table is there which will help you to get the present value that is available with you in your exams also. In case of financial management, teacher will help you to understand that, because when you will do the chapter cost of capital and capital budgeting, then you will come to know that how 0.909 and 0.877 etc. amounts are coming. Okay, you need not to worry about that now. It will be a later part. Okay, I can do it now, but if ICA will allow me to give 1 or 2 extra lectures, then I may do it. But that is not required. Why they will give me? Because it will be purely covered under financial management, and that is a part of your syllabus. So there's no worry. Okay, so this is a question which has come into your exam. Next question which has come into your exam is short note on sale and leaseback transaction as per AS9. 19. That's it. This question has come into your exam, which is a very easy question for you, because you have to just read and write. State the different type of leases contemplated in AS19 and discuss briefly. So this is again operating lease and finance lease. You have to discuss. This has come into your exam. Some practical problems which have come into your exams. Shanu Limited. See, here it is. Shanu Limited has taken a machine on lease from Mini. The lease term covers the entire useful life and 3 years. Why it is coming again and again? I don't understood. Okay. Yes. So read the question and tell me how it is to be calculated. Here, this is a practical question. Here we have to calculate the implicit rate of interest, because he has mentioned you that the lease term covers the entire useful life and 3 years of the machinery. Okay, fair value of the machinery on the date of lease is rupees 2,35,500. Annual rent is rupees 1 lakh, payable at the end of every year. Granted residual value of 17,000. All that is given to you. So what is interested to calculate? He says you have to calculate interest rate, that is implicit rate of interest. Okay. Shivlani is suggesting that you may have to check annuity method in CA Foundation lecture, because CA Foundation lectures are available to you. If you are worrying about, tell them to visit lectures of CA Foundation annuity. Okay, no problem. It is better to visit, wait and watch, because implicit rate of interest will be easily known to you, or these calculations are easily known to you when you will go for financial management. I already suggested you that. Will the interest rate implicit in the lease change in Q2 about question 2 if the granted lease payment? That is it. So these are all the questions where we have to just make calculations according to implicit rate of interest. Okay, beta. Yeah, this is a good question which has come. Kusum Limited sold a machinery to Rajinder on 31st of March and simultaneously leased back for 4 years. The sale price is rupees 8 lakh and the fair value is 6 lakh. Estimated remaining life is 10 years. How much deferred gain should be recognized by Kusum and how it is to be entered? So here it is very much clear that the sale price is 8 lakhs and fair value is 6 lakh. So see, here it is how it will be treated. We have sold a machinery. Sale price is 8. Okay. Fair value is 6 lakh. So it has been sold at a profit. 8 minus 6, that is 2 lakh. So 2 lakh profit is there, which we have earned in this case. Now, which lease is this leased back? But it is not mentioned which lease is this. The estimated remaining useful life is 10 years. How much deferred gain should be recognized for the financial year 2023? So here we have to mention if it is a finance lease, then this will be the treatment, because in that case it will be written off according to the period. And if it is an operating lease, it is to be recognized immediately. So you have to give theory part again, one and the same thing, nothing else. So I think these questions are clear to you, because I have just shown you that which type of questions come into your exam, which residual value should be taken. Okay, beta, see here it is question number 2. He says, has taken a machinery, the lease term covers the entire useful life and 3 years of the machinery. The lease term covers the entire useful life and 3 years of the machinery. The fair value of the machinery on the date of lease is 2,35,500. Okay. Annual lease payment is 1 lakh. So fair value is given to you, payable at the end of every year. Granted residual value is 17,000. Salvage value has, however, been estimated at rupees 3,500 on 3rd March. Compute the interest rate. Again, interest rate is to be calculated. I'm not interested to calculate for you, because that will be a somehow different case. You are interested to ask about we have to calculate the present value to enter it in our books of accounts. We need the present value. So for calculating present value, rate is to be given, that is not given to you. So he is demanding from you to calculate us only the interest rate. So he has recorded it for rupees 2,35,500. So this is a fair value. And then 1 lakh will be received at the end of every year into 3, that is 3 lakh rupees will be received. We have to calculate its present value, beta. So whichever is lower, it will be recorded accordingly, but he has not demanded it. It's very simple. Here we have to record our asset. It's a finance lease, that is very much clear, because it is given for maximum part of the life. So this is a finance lease. First of all, it is clear. Now the value of the asset is 2,35,500. 35,500 है इसकी वैल्यू. और अगर हम लोग लीज पे जाते भी हैं तो उसमें हमें जो पेमेंट मिलने वाली है, compute the IRR. So if IRR is to be calculated first, so first calculate the IRR and then we will come to this point, है ना. तो IRR निकालने के बाद आपको पता लग जाएगा कि हमारा जो प्रेजेंट वैल्यू है वो किसकी ज्यादा है किसकी कम है. तो वो 2,35,500 पे हम लोग इसको रिकॉर्ड कर लेंगे. Salvage value means ungranted residual value. Exactly. Very good. So better we have to go for a break and then start AS20, because I think this is clear to maximum extent, because I already suggested you that there is a maximum chance of coming a theory question from this. If any practical question will come, then you need the help of cost of capital and capital budgeting chapter for just practical calculation, nothing else. Otherwise, it is very simple and it is understandable, I think. But Sharon, it will be better again. I am saying you will have to go for that particular cost of capital and capital budgeting chapter. Can you kindly explain the MLP for second question? Minimum lease payment. For second question, I have a doubt in the residual value, sir. Okay. So to calculate MLP, what you need is for MLP, we know it well that first of all, how much amount we will get. That is 1 lakh into 3. better you will have to go for the definition of MLP. Here it is the definition of MLP. The payment over the lease period yeah. What is MLP? Everyone should have to understand. This is the payment over the lease term, that is 1 lakh into 3, that is 3 lakh, that the lessee is to make excluding contingent rent, that is not there. So it is all 0. Together with, in the case of lessee, any residual value granted by or on behalf of the lessee. Please. So here, how much is the granted residual value, beta? The residual value granted is 17,000. So 17,000 will be further added to it. So it is 3,17,000 beta. So it will be 3,70,000. You may note it down beta. So due to that, I have calculated for you. 1 lakh into 3. This is a simple way how to calculate the MLP. Three lakh 17,000. Done. Vinay, is that clear, beta? Vinay, having any doubt? $3,500 is the basically scrap value which is given to you. He says this is the value which will be at the end of the life. So this will be used for getting ungranted residual value, because whatever is the value which is estimated by us minus granted residual value. So granted residual value is 17,000. So there is no chance of any difference, because there is zero ungranted residual value, because the estimated residual value by us is 3,500, whereas the residual value granted to us is 17,000. So this is all better. So in this case, no ungranted residual value is there. That is for just that calculation, Vinay, and nothing else. So have a break, and then we will come back. Is it clear, beta? Okay then. Sir, have a break. Yeah. So, beta, after covering this AS 19, it is very much clear that we have some advanced AS also, not the simple AS only, which we have studied earlier. Na? So, AS is not like that, whatever we have expected always. I know it very well, this AS is not of that level, whatever you are expecting otherwise. Na? Because when we have started with AS4, AS5, 7, all that are normally of that level that is very easily understandable, है ना? अंडरस्टैंडिंग बड़ी इजी रहती है उसकी, कोई दिक्कत नहीं रहती आप लोगों को. But in this case, you have to understand this thing that this is not of that level. Level of this AS is very advanced. Even I would like to say you one thing. If you will go for the AS of, you may say, next AS 2022, we have some advanced concepts also. So don't worry. After studying all that, you will be able to do some advanced things in practical, beta. So practically काम करने के लिए तो हमें ये सारी चीजें करनी पड़ती हैं बेटा. मजबूरी भी कह सकते हो आप हमारी, ये भी कह सकते हो कि करना जरूरी है इसलिए करेंगे. ओके, सो डोंट वरी अबाउट एनीथिंग. वी हैव टू डू प्रैक्टिस, दिस इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. बिना प्रैक्टिस के बात नहीं बनने वाली, ये बात तो आप लोग याद रखो. सो प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो इट विल बी गुड. नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद द नेक्स्ट AS. Obviously, we are going to enjoy with this AS also, because this is not of simple level, but this is comparatively interesting and somehow logical AS. The AS which we are going to cover now. जैसे अभी प्रीवियस AS में अगर आप देखो ना, तो आप लोगों का जो ऑपरेटिंग लीज था वो बस रेंटल ही था और कुछ भी नहीं था. सिर्फ फाइनेंस लीज एक मैटर था जिसको आपने समझना था. बट आप लोगों ने क्यों आज तक स्टडी में इस चीज को नहीं डिस्कस किया? रीजन बीइंग कि आपका तो कभी रेंटल के लिए भी ट्रीटमेंट नहीं आया, और जनरल सा ट्रीटमेंट होता है रेंटल का, बड़ा इजी सा रहता है, एसेट लायबिलिटीज बड़ा सिंपल सा ट्रीटमेंट रहता है. तो वी हैव नॉट बीन बरीड अबाउट दैट एट एनी लेवल ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग, है ना? Because in case of operating lease, it will be a simple case, but in case of finance lease, it was somehow advanced. Now coming to this particular AS, if I am going to discuss about this AS of AS 20, this is comparatively a logical AS for you, because you people have already studied it in your previous class, like in share capital chapter or debentures chapter. You have already covered many things about this chapter AS. So it is not going to create any problem for this. This is basically understanding level which you have to obtain in this. We are going to cover some new things for our companies, which is an important thing. First of all, tell me how many of you have already read this AS. आप में से किस किस ने AS पढ़ लिया है? Waiting for your comments. How many of you have already read this AS? Because I have already suggested you to read this AS before coming to me. So I would like to see that किस किसने किया है. Obviously they will tell with a news and say, yes, I have done it. So send me your feedback. किस किसने कर लिया फास्ट. मजा भी तभी आता है जब आप लोग करके आते हो घर से. नो आंसर. सर आपने तो बोला था लीज वाला पढ़ना है. ओके, मैंने तो पढ़ा नहीं पढ़ा. ओके, डोंट वरी. I already mentioned you. I have already recommended you to go for lease only, and obviously you have not read it. You need not to worry. अब मैं करवाऊंगा भी इस तरह से. I will like to let it understand you in this way, so that it will be understand without reading it. Okay, so let's go for it. First of all, try to understand the meaning of this target of this AS. Why we have prepared this AS? This has been prepared by us for the purpose of giving up principles, and we have prepared this AS for the purpose of describing principles. So what will be the principle and presentation of EPS? What is EPS? Everyone, what is EPS? Send me the meaning and formula of EPS. Meaning and formula of EPS fast. Okay, very good. What is the proper formula to calculate EPS? How you will get EPS? Earning per share. And what it meant for in your language? Abdul, very good. Okay. Very good. Anuradha, it meant for you have read it. Very good. Very good, Jyoti. It meant for your the knowledge of this. Vinay, you have also the knowledge. Good, very good. Honey, you are also good. Pritika. Pritika, you are just giving a layman language. No, no problem. Good, good. Good, very good. Dhanu Priya, very good. Only you people have the knowledge of EPS. Remaining people are not. अरे भैया EPS क्या होता है? अच्छा, मैं एक छोटे से बच्चे से पूछता हूँ जिसने अभी +2 करी है, क्योंकि आप लोग तो बड़े वाले हो गए ना, है ना? तो छोटा वाला बच्चा जो हमारा होता है ना, जो +2 करके आता है, उससे भी जब पूछा जाता है ना बेटा EPS क्या है, तो भी बता देता है। इसका मतलब है प्रॉफिट अवेलेबल फॉर इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स डिवाइड बाय नंबर ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स। ये एक 10+2 वाला स्टूडेंट नॉर्मली बताता है। ठीक है, मैं नहीं ये कह रहा, बट ये 10+2 वाला स्टूडेंट बताता है। तो हमें थोड़ा इसको इंप्रूव करना है, हमें थोड़ा इसको सिस्टमेटिक बनाना है। किस लिए बनाना है? टारगेट क्या है? टारगेट बड़ा ही सिंपल है हमारा। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आवर टारगेट इज टू कैलकुलेट दिस so that we can understand the computation methodology for determining and presentation of basic and diluted EPS. So there are two types of EPS. Note it down with you. One is basic. Second is diluted. Okay, EPS. So we have to calculate, we have to decide the computation methodology. So in this we have to target on computation methodology. Means computation का method क्या रहेगा, कैसे हम लोग कैलकुलेट करेंगे बेसिक EPS और डिल्यूटेड EPS। ठीक है। सेकेंड थिंग इज मैंडेटरी फॉर एवरीवन, even for small and medium enterprises. Only disclosure of diluted EPS is not compulsory for SMCs. SMCs के लिए कंपल्सरी नहीं है डिल्यूटेड का, बेसिक का जरूरी है। बेसिक तो सभी के लिए कंपल्सरी है, डिस्क्लोजर भी, लेकिन SMCs को डिल्यूटेड से एग्जम्पशन दे दी गई। While preparing consolidated financial statement in case of holding companies, we know it very well, we'll have to calculate these, we have to apply this AS on consolidated basis. Means it will be applied on toto. Consolidated means holding plus subsidiary is always trying to make a consolidated balance sheet. Everyone knows it. What is consolidated balance sheet, beta? In which chapter you have done consolidated balance sheet? What is the name of the chapter in which you have done consolidated balance sheet, in which you are preparing this? In branch accounting, we have not done that consolidated balance sheet, okay? We have prepared consolidated balance sheet in a chapter. Whether do you know the name of that chapter? The name of the chapter is holding companies. Have you done this chapter or not? I assume you have not done it because this is maybe the part of your corporate accounting in your obviously advanced accounting. So it may be covered this time. So we have to prepare consolidated balance sheet. That is in case of subsidiary companies. If we have many subsidiary companies, then we have, if we have a subsidiary company, then we have to prepare consolidated balance sheet for holding and subsidiary companies both. So it will be applied there only, beta. Okay, so there are three main targets of it. What is equity share? Everyone knows it. Preference share, everyone knows it. Financial instrument, very simple definition. If any contract give rise to both, that is financial asset and financial liability, or equity shares of another enterprise, means we have made a contract with someone. मैंने किसी के साथ contract कर लिया. According to that contract, I am able to get amount. I am able to get equity shares of that particular company. So that may be any contract. This is called financial instruments. This is basically we are talking about bonds, debentures, means except equity or preference share, anything which is covered in basically investment part, as normally people are making investment for the purpose of getting equity shares, bonds of other companies. So there are many names of it. Due to that reason, here financial instrument name is used, because financial instrument will cover every type of investment made by us where we are getting anything. So even it covers equity shares also, because here that is also covered. Give rise to both a financial asset of one enterprise and the financial liability or equity share of other enterprise. Due to that particular financial instrument, what happened? That particular contract, what happened? That A Limited got an asset in his books of accounts, financial asset, and B Limited has got a liability in his books of account, and that liability may be equity shares also. Anything. So that liability is not only bank liability, that liability may be any liability. I think this is clear. So what means for financial asset, that is normally known to every student. Financial means cash or a contractual right to receive cash or contractual right to exchange financial instrument with another enterprise, whatever the financial instrument is with me. So I have the right to exchange financial with under condition that are potentially favorable, means there must be favorable condition, or we have equity shares of another enterprise, whatever it is, all that will be assumed as financial asset, and reverse of it will be the financial liability. So that is a contractual obligation to deliver cash or another financial assets to another enterprise to exchange financial instrument, whether with another enterprise under condition that are potentially unfavorable. So here it is payable. सिंपल डेफिनेशन है बेटा, फाइनेंशियल एसेट क्या है? कैश आपने किसी से लेना है, या फिर आपने किसी से, आपके पास जो कैश है, सॉरी, जो आपके पास कैश है, नोट लेना है, बल्कि जो आपके पास कैश है वो आपका फाइनेंशियल एसेट है, जो आपने किसी से पैसे लेने हैं वो भी आपका डेटर्स, जिसे हम कहते हैं डेटर्स, भी मेरा फाइनेंशियल एसेट है। और या फिर मैंने किसी से कुछ और लेना है, जैसे मान लो उससे फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स लेने हैं, मतलब बॉन्ड्स, शेयर्स, डिबेंचर्स, व्हाटएवर इट इज, वो सब मेरा फाइनेंशियल एसेट है। और इसका उल्टा क्या हो गया, फाइनेंशियल लाइबिलिटी होगी। दूसरी कंपनी के लिए ये सब क्या है, फाइनेंशियल लाइबिलिटी। वेरी सिंपल एंड सोबर. Don't take it technically because it will be otherwise difficult for you. So I'm taking it very simple, in a very simple words. Now this is a new thing which is potential equity shares. Someone will explain what is potential equity share. What it means for beta. First, no, Shivlani, this is not right. Anyone else? What is potential equity shares? What is equity share that is known to everyone? Shares issued to public. Equity shares issued to public. Issued by company, you may say. Equity shares issued by company is a potential equity share. What is equity shares company issued by company is a equity share, simple equity share. What meant for the potential equity shares, beta? Fast, bolo bhi. Rajiv Sharma comes first with the right answer. Very good, beta. Anuradha comes second. Very good, right answer. No one else is there to give the answer. Vinay comes third with the right answer. Very good. So if a company has issued convertible debentures, what means for convertible debentures that you have already studied in the chapter named debentures in your CA foundation, or maybe in BCom classes. Do you know what is convertible debentures? Fast. Convertible preference shares. Yes, honey, right? Convertible preference shares. ESOPs, employee stock option plans. Employee stock option plans. So this means for those debentures which will be converted, which may be converted by the company, which may be converted into equity shares. Means company will give an option. Company will give an option after a certain period, whenever company is in option to the debenture holders or the equity shareholder or the preference shareholder or the employees to whom ESOPs are already issued by the company, that you may convert these particular instruments into the equity shares if you are interested. So this option is with the company. This option is with the debenture holders, preference shareholders, or the employees, if company will allow them to apply it. So it will be not on the date when this is issued. Just assume it has been issued. These are issued. Any of these are issued on 1st of January 2019. So it doesn't mean for that they can convert it into equity shares on 1st of January 2019. It means for they can convert it into equity shares whenever company is interested to do that. So company on 1st of April 2023, company has given them an option that you may convert your debentures or preference shares or ESOPs into whom? Into what? Into equity shares of the company at this rate. So company may give them an option. It may be given after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. That is all depending upon the circumstances, all depending upon the agreement, whatever it is mentioned. And even then, the option remains with the debenture holder or the preference shareholder that they make or may not convert. If they are not interested, they may not convert it. So company are just giving them the offer. That's it. Okay, this is clear. So these debentures, these preference shares, these ESOPs are named as potential equity shares. What is potential equity shares? Potential equity shares meant for a financial instrument or other contract that entity may, that entitles or may entitle its holder to equity shares. Those are called potential equity shares, which are not actual equity shareholders now, but which may be converted into. Potential means जिसमें potential होता है, जिसमें that have a potential to do that thing. मतलब उसमें जिसमें वो शक्ति होती है. Potential का मतलब क्या होता है? शक्ति, कि भैया उसमें शक्ति है ये काम करने की, वो ये काम कर सकता है. That is called potential to do that thing. तो इसीलिए इसका नाम रखा गया potential, जिसमें potential है कि वो equity shares में convert किए जा सकते हैं. Share warrant or options. These are the financial instrument that gives the holder right to acquire equity shares. Again, similar to that, but these are actually equity shares. What is share warrant? These are actually equity shares which are given in we can say that these are ESOPs, because ESOPs are covered here. Options are option word is covered now. So potential equity shares, in potential equity share we are covering debentures, preference shares, bonds, etc. Here options are covered here. ESOPs, employee stock option plan. In this case, we are giving an opportunity to our employee who has joined with us. We have given an opportunity to him to that you may get this ESOP which has been issued to him for 3 years. After 3 years, it will be converted into equity shares at the rate of 20 per share. So this is a plus point with the employee that he may get equity shares of the company at just ₹20 per share, whose market value may be 100 at that time. We expect that the market price of our share will be 100 after 3 years. So we have issued an ESOP to him, which will be entitled to get him 100 equity shares. One ESOP is equal to 100 equity shares. That is an assumption that I am taking an example. If you have one ESOP with you, we have joined our company to retain our employees for long term. We are giving these offers to the employees that so that they must not have to leave the company. They must have, if they will work with the company for these 3 years, then ESOP may be converted into equity shares. If they will leave the company, they will not get it. So this is for the purpose of retaining our employee. ये हम employee को retain करने के लिए करते हैं ताकि employee जो हमारे साथ जुड़ा रहे वो जाए ना हमारे यहाँ से. Okay. अच्छी चीजें समझने को मिल रही हैं. फेयर वैल्यू आप सभी को पता है. बेसिक ईपीएस पे आ जाते हैं. So what means for basic EPS? Very important thing. You are getting good knowledge of new things. I think all people are enjoying it because it must not be always there that we are getting the easiest thing on our part. But we are assuming it as easiest, whatever is we have already studied it. But in CA we can't get it that we have already studied it will come into your life only. Many new things will come also. So you should have to study it accordingly, beta. So what is basic EPS, beta? Basic EPS definition is very simple. NP, attributable to equity shareholders, divided by weighted average number of equity shares outstanding during the period. So we'll take an example and understand this. Before that, you should have to write down the meaning of this. This is the net profit or loss attributable to equity shareholders, which will come only after deducting preference dividend and any attributable tax thereon. Means if any dividend tax, dividend distribution tax is there, DDT, or any other type of TDS is there, or any TCS is there, or any other tax payable on that particular dividend is there, that will also be deducted. Other taxes are to be deducted, because we all know that how to get this NP available for equity shareholder. First of all, we have revenue. How to get the amount available for equity shareholders. First of all, you have the revenue with you. This is exactly the performa, whatever is the performa of balance sheet, profit or loss account of corporate that is given to you, minus operating expenses. Whatever the operating expenses that is to be deducted. Losses to be written off to P&L account. Those are to be deducted. This will called profit before tax, PBT. Out of that, we are deducting corporate tax to be paid by us. I will write here tax because it may be for, I would like to write here corporate tax because I am discussing about the companies only here. So this is PAT, profit after tax. Minus preference dividend gross. That is including any tax or other payment any tax or other payment of on it. If any payment is to be made on preference dividend, that is to be deducted. So whatever is the balance, that will be the amount available for equity shareholders. Note it down beta fast. Note it down beta fast, jaldi note karo. I think everyone has noted it down. सभी ने नोट कर लिया होगा. Done. Very good. Next. So how to get the weighted average number of equity shares? Let's take an example for that. Weighted average number of equity shares. So this will be completely based on the actual equity shares issued till date. Okay. Actual equity share issued till date. That means for number of equity shares issued in different denomination will be converted into same denomination. What it means for, if a company has issued 1 lakh shares at the rate of equity shares, I'm talking only 1 lakh equity shares at the rate of 10 each and 10,000 equity shares at the rate of 100 each. At the rate of rupees 100 each. Then how to get weighted average? In weighted average, we have to convert these equity share into the same denomination. So same denomination may be 10 or 100 as per your choice. Maybe 10 or 100, anyone. We may take anyone, there's no problem. ये नहीं कि हमने फिर उसमें ये कहना है कि हमें तो जी यही चाहिए, हमें तो वही चाहिए. Anyone, you may take 10 or 100. If 10 will be assumed as denomination, then shares issued at 100 will be calculated as issued for 10 each. That is, 1 share of 100 will be equivalent to 10 shares of 10 each. So how to treat it? Meaning thereby कि 1 lakh shares at the rate of 10 each is equal to 10 lakhs. 10,000 shares at the rate of 100 each is equal to again 10 lakhs. If we are interested to convert into weighted number of shares at the rate of 10 each, what we will do? 10 lakh plus 10 lakh, that is 20 lakh, divided by 10. Same denomination. So it will be 2 lakh shares. This is the weighted average number of equity shares. Formula may be anything, but there is a logic. Or you may get it 1 lakh plus, like here it is 1 lakh shares, plus you may add, as it is 10,000 shares into 10, converted into 10 shares of rupees 10 each, because we know that against every 1 share, if this 100 will be converted into 10, then it will become 10 shares. So it will be 10 shares. So this way you may also calculate it. It is up to your choice, beta. Exactly. Can we do it 20 each? No. We can go for the denomination one out of these two. Another form is you may also convert it into the denomination of 100 if interested to convert into denomination of 100 each. Then what we will do? Do it fast. Sir, have you reduced the quality of presentation? Sir, are you available? अशोक जी, सर क्वालिटी बड़ी डाउन आ रही है. मैंने ना यूट्यूब पे चेक किया, बाकी आप देख लो एक बार. ब्लर आ रही है काफी, मतलब जो प्रेजेंटेशन जा रही है. बहुत डाउन है सर. रेजोल्यूशन में चेक कर रहा हूँ, वही मैं चेक कर रहा हूँ. रेजोल्यूशन ऑप्शन ही नहीं आ रही. रेजोल्यूशन की ऑप्शन नहीं आ रही आज, क्योंकि रेजोल्यूशन की ऑप्शन आ जाती है ना, फिर ठीक रहता है. अच्छा ठीक है, स्पेसिफिक रेजोल्यूशन में जाके कर लेते हैं. हाँ ठीक होगी. मैंने कहा चेक कर लें साथ के साथ, क्योंकि स्टूडेंट्स का ध्यान रखना हमारी जिम्मेवारी बन जाती है आपकी तरह. अच्छा रहता है थोड़ा ध्यान रखने से ना इनका. But one should have to opt for the quality of 1080 resolution. It is given in advanced features. So if anyone have any problem, they may check it out. Yes, I know it, Shivlani. This is my routine work. I'm just maybe mobile has automatically changed the resolution, so I would have to check it out. But I'm checking it for you only. I doesn't require it. If you're interested to convert it into, yeah, give the answer. How many equity shares will be there if we have converted into the denomination of 100 each fast? In that case, total number of equity shares will be, how much will be the weighted average number of equity shares if we have to convert it into 100 each? Very good. Very good. Very good. Shabash. Abdul, Shivlani, Vinay, everyone. Good. So it will be 20,000 shares. Done. So weighted average number of shares outstanding during the period is the number of shares outstanding at the beginning of the year, adjusted by the number of equity shares bought back or issued during the period, multiplied with the time factor. Now, what is time factor? Let's take another example. Same question is there. We have 1 lakh shares at the rate of 10 each. We have 10,000 shares at the rate of 100 each, issued on So the date of issue is the problem. Here 1 lakh shares were issued in the previous years, that is in last years, not in the current year. These are issued in the previous years, maybe 5 years back, 10 years back. And these 10,000 shares are issued during the year, that is on 1st of September 2023. So for 23-24, we have to calculate the weighted average number of shares. Weighted number of shares. So this is to be calculated by way of 1 lakh shares at the rate of 10 each plus 10,000 shares at the rate of 100 each, multiply with the time factor also. What will be the time factor in this case? Here these are issued for 6 months only. So 6 by 12 will be used as a time factor because these are issued on 1st of September and we are considering it up to 31st of March 24 beta. So the period will be 6 months, जिसके लिए इसको कैलकुलेट करना है हमने, divided by 10, single denomination. So this is a weighted average with time factor concept. Get it how much it is? It will be 1,50,000 shares. Earlier we have calculated 20,000 in previous case. How that is calculated? 1 lakh into 10 plus 10,000 into 100 divided by 100. So this was the formula for previous calculation of 20,000 shares. This formula is very simple. You have to calculate the amount of shares with adjustment of time factor divided by the denomination which you are interested to maintain. You are interested to maintain denomination of 100 each, that will be used for dividing it. That will be used in denominator. Sharon, is that clear? How divided by 20? It is just an assumption that we are interested to convert it into 10. If we are interested to convert it into 100, then what we will do? Then we will do like this. This will be the question whatever is given in your exam. If in exam he will demand you to calculate it on the basis of 100, then we will do accordingly beta. It may be like this also if we are interested to convert it to 100 denomination. If we are interested to convert it 10 denomination, then it is like that. Okay, it is 7 months, sorry. Let's change the date because I'm not interested to change the solution now. Now it was 1st of October. Okay. If we'll take 1st October, then it will be okay, beta. Well, basically, I have taken I have taken 6 months now. So 6 months is only if it is 1st of October. Exactly, honey, you are right. Thanks for the checking. So better change the date of purchase. It will be 1st of October only, then we will take 6 months. If it is 1st of September, we have to take 7 months. If it is 1st of July, then it will be 9 months. If it is 1st of, but it may be any, we have to go for the time factor. It may be days also. If it is in days, means we have to take 15 days or 10 years. You can total now, sir, in weighted average method 110. You can total. No, that can't be allowed. That is not allowed, beta. How to get it? This is the way how you have to do it. We have to take one denomination, either 100 or 10, whatever the denominations are given to us, we have to take one out of these. We can't take at our own. Denominations can be out of only, he will ask for you to convert into one denomination, whatever denominations are given out of those only. Okay. I think this is clear to everyone. Now, if we have some partly paid shares with us, like we have 1 lakh shares at the rate of 100 each and 1 lakh shares at the rate of 100 each. These are fully paid up and these are rupees 50 paid up. Means these are partly paid up. Now, how to get it? In this case, weighted average number of shares will be 1 lakh into 100 plus 1 lakh into 50 divided by 100, because here denomination can be 100 only, because we cannot convert it into 50 denomination. That is, a fully paid denomination is allowed only, partly paid denomination is not allowed. So this will be the way how you will calculate it. We have to multiply it with the amount whatever is paid up. So this will be weighted average number of shares in this case. Do it. After doing this, do that. Now, in this case, if you will go for this case, this is a new question, beta. This is not related to previous question. Okay. Here we will not take 10 as denomination because only two denominations are given to us. Only one denomination is given to us. Fully paid up denomination is 100 only. Here 10 denomination is not given to us in the this company has not 10 denomination available with it. This company has only 100 denomination available with it. So this company will go for only 100. Why 1 lakh into 100 into 50? Okay, 1 lakh at the rate of 100 each is the face value of share. These are the face values. Okay. And this is a paid up value. So face value is 1 lakh at the rate of 100 each, which is fully paid up. So it is 1 lakh into 100. Then another is 1 lakh at the rate of 100 each face value. Paid up value is 50 paid up. So accordingly, we have done. Sharon, is that okay, beta? So it is 1 lakh 50,000 shares at the rate of 100 each. Get it? So get the answer of this now. Jyoti, recalculate. Jyoti, You will have to recalculate it. Fast, everyone. Honey comes first, Uday comes second, Vinay comes third with the right answers. Very good, shabash. Pratika, okay. Abdul, okay. Pranav, okay. Very good, shabash. Remaining, those who have done will have to do this question once again with the another edition of 50,000 shares issued on 1st of July 23 of rupees 100 each, 50 paid up. Add one more point in it and do it fast. जिन्होंने कर लिया वो एक बार और करेंगे. इसमें एक पॉइंट मैंने और ऐड कर दिया आप लोगों के लिए. 50,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each were issued as 50 paid up on 1st of July 23. We have to calculate for 23-24. Okay, sir, I have why you didn't multiply with 100, sir, after addition symbol, sir. Beta, we have not to multiply it with face value. With the paid up value, we have to multiply it. So due to that reason, we have multiplied with 50 only. Okay. Because whatever is the paid up value, that will be converted into weighted average number of share, not the face value to be converted. Whatever is the paid up value, that will be considered, not the face value to be considered. Okay. So due to that reason, only paid up value will be considered. 1 lakh will be multiplied with the paid up value, that is 50. 1 lakh will be multiplied with the paid up value, that is fully paid up 100 each. So you multiplied accordingly, beta. Sharon, is that clear? I think that is clear to everyone. So here we have to get 1 lakh into 100 each as it is fully paid up, plus 50,000 into 20 as it is partly paid up, plus 50,000 into 50 as it is partly paid up, into timing factor, because these shares are issued during the year. Remaining shares were issued in the previous years, so there is no problem. But this share is issued during the year, divided by the denomination. I'm interested to make 100 as a denomination because there is only one option available with me. So get it how much it is? Is that clear to everyone? 1 lakh, whatever is the answer, you may get it. I'm not calculating the answer because that will utilize my time. First July means for July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It is 9 months, beta. Sharon, it will not be 8 months, it will be 9 months. Check it out again. July, 1st July to December, March. 1st July to March. Okay, beta. Jyoti Jha, I am not clear on your answer. Count to 1,30,000. I doesn't. Sorry, I am not clear. Good, good, good. Are you enjoying these questions? If yes, then give the feedback कि अच्छा लग रहा है, मजा आ रहा है. ठीक है, अगर नहीं लग रहा तो बताओ, फिर मैं थोड़ा चेंज करूं इसको करवाने का तरीका. Are you enjoying these questions? Yes or not? Are you feeling well? Is this easy and understandable? Is this easy and understandable, beta? Fast? Only understandable? मजा नहीं आ रहा? Jyoti? Everyone give the answer. Whether these questions let you enjoy the topic or not. So what you have to do now, you have to study the remaining AS, पूरा AS पढ़ना है आपने, and do some practical questions, whatever is given with this. We'll go for the next topic in our next AS, as today is Sankranti and many students are interested to enjoy the holiday. So no matters, timing is already over. Read the remaining AS and then we will discuss. And one more thing, maybe 22nd, 26th AS may be done in the next lecture. You may have to read with this next 26th AS, it will be better. Okay. Okay then. Yes, sir, it's not easy. You make it easy, sir. Question is enjoyable. Good, very good. Yes, sir, more practical question make the AS more understandable to me. Okay, good, very good. So have a enjoyable day. Good day. So we may close the session.